Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Let me get this moved over. Let me go ahead and crank up the scaling. Make it so that this isn't a stream for ants. Cool. Okay. So I went ahead and did some work last night so that we would have, I don't want to be in Power BI, I want to be in Azure Portal. I went ahead and did some work last night so that we would go ahead and have all of our relationships already built out. So look at that, sort of this is blurry even for me, that's odd. Let me see about a different scaling option. Anyway, we went ahead and built out our dimensional model in Power BI. I want to go ahead and play around with creating some Power BI visuals today, sort of exploring our data. And then if we get any extra time, go ahead and look at that logging that was affecting the nightly job. Yeah, this is all just coming in a little blurry. Not really sure what to do about it. Oh well. Let me know in the chat if you're having issues seeing this, but it's definitely not just your end. So let's go ahead and turn our cluster on. Okay, so I think starting the Power BI kicked it off. That's good. That's convenient. So just a reminder of what I was talking about with the nightly job. Still failing on the silver zone. We haven't really looked at the logs yet. What I worked on last night was cleaning up the remaining to-do items in the gold zone. So this is all feature complete now. I think I renamed the venue. Yeah, I renamed the venue fact ID field, so we can take that out. So we should be good to go there. Another thing I wanted to do, and let's actually start this before we jump into the Power BI. I wanted to find, there was an old episode where we brought in some of the historic data from bronze. Since at some point for the silver zone we wiped out everything in the back end. Yeah, that's clearing out query zone, and we had done that a couple times, so I want to go ahead and bring in everything from raw. And I know I'd created a notebook for it, I just can't remember which notebook it is, so we're going to dive in and find that. Okay, yeah, it's none of these. Okay, so essentially we're just looking for something that's going to walk through everything in raw and run it through the silver zone. So I don't think it's this. Would have been too early. Yeah. This all seems a little early. Let's see. This might be something we just go ahead and do by hand. Yeah, I'm fine with doing it by hand. So, what is this? Episode 25, I think. and this will be something, in any data lakehouse, this is something you inevitably end up doing a couple times. I kick up some tunes too. So we want to go ahead and bring in our parameter notebook as always. Our little utilities notebook. Guess my clipboard manager isn't running. There we go. Very dependent on that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the dbutils file system command, and we can use that to walk through the raw zone, and then everything that's available we can go ahead and bring in. So basically, like on days where the ingestion happened, we'll go ahead and bring those files in, run them through the silver zone, and then since we have the gold zone now written to go ahead and do all the deduplication, you know, we don't have to worry about like only ingesting data that we don't already have. We are gonna, you know, use our checkpoints as much as we can, but I think that this is gonna be an effective way to go ahead and bring in that old data. So let's go ahead and start with the dbutils. So we can say, let me actually just do this. So you should all recognize this. So we're under default. And then under raw. Okay. And we've got our months here. So for each, let's think about how we want to do this. Yeah, so for each of these, actually, I want to see the output of this again. I always forget what the syntax is. Yeah, so it's this path is what we want. So we want to do days is equal to the same thing. And it's going to be month dot path. If I could spell. Cool. Okay. So then what we're gonna do, so silver, we don't have silver set up to do any parameters. So it's just always gonna pull in from untapped raw delta. Oh yeah, that's a good point. We can really just bring it all into delta, so that's what we'll do. I like that we structured it that way. Whoever wrote it occasionally makes some good decisions. Okay, so then I forgot to announce I was going live too. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so what we want to steal from down here is this. So we're going to just append everything through for each day. So df we want to be yeah, I think this is it. Let's leave this uncommented for now. Let's do okay, so then what we want to do is okay, and then they're all going to be an untapped JSON. Okay. So that's fine. we're just going to get all the files in a particular path. Oh yeah, we want to define our schema. How is untap cross schema path not defined? Okay. Okay, so I think this is going to work. So we'll go ahead and let it write. So let's go back over to Power BI. Let's do this. Let's make a little home tab with some KPIs. And this will help us determine whether that re-ingest works. So we want to do for instance, a count of unique beers. Okay, so we know that we had 275 unique beers. We can say that we had venues. We'll do the same thing with breweries. We want this. Okay, and then let's see. Okay, do you want these to be the same size? Okay, and then what I'm going to go ahead and do, so let's see, so we got brewery, we also want badges. Create one for badges. Let's see, and then this is going to be depressing. We just don't get that many toasts. Why can't I make this a card? So, okay, so this is a good start. Okay, so now what we want to do is just rerun silver because it's going to bring it all in from our delta table. Oh. Okay, so we'll let this run. And then, you know, hopefully this is what increases our KPI counts. We'll see. We'll run the gold zone 2 after this. Let's keep making some cards for now. So the next thing I want to do is just get a nice little count table. So we'll create a new measure here. Because we want to get the brewery name too. So we'll just have it be brewery name. And then wait, so how's that? Yeah, this isn't gonna work for what we're trying to do. We can just write it in DAX, I think. I just don't like writing DAX. So we want yeah, I want brewery. I'm doing this backwards. Okay, let's go back. So this is let me do a quick measure first and just remember the syntax. Yeah, I had it backwards. Okay. And let's pull up a quick DAX reference. happy that this isn't a, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That this isn't a DAX stream. Otherwise, this would not be very fun. And you wouldn't learn very much. I kid. I know my way around. I just have to look up a lot. I'm more of a programming language guy than a scripting language guy, so I think some of the ways they set stuff up is just not made that much sense to me. So we want, I already forgot. We want brewery and then name. We do it backwards. Oh, it's no quotes, that's what it is. And then it's beer. That name. Let's do the quick measure again, because I already forgot. Yeah, that's what I had. I don't know why it doesn't like me. We might just do it as a column function instead. It's really not a measure anyway, I guess. Brewery. Yeah, let's just do it as a column. That's fine. Yeah, it's not really a measure anyway. I don't know what I was thinking with that. This should work. I'm really happy with that. Oh, because it's in a different table. I think this is one of those where I would need to like do a use relationship. Yeah, there's got to be a way to do this. Oh yeah, you use the related. want to do a merge. There we go. I think this is what we need. Related. And then we want brewery. Let's see. Returns related, yeah. Yeah. Maybe it always needs to go second. They do have a relationship. Maybe it needs to be directly related. Or maybe I need to concatenate X. Well, yeah, it's an expression. That's not necessarily what we need. Okay. So related is looking it up on yeah, that should work. That's interesting. Parameter is not of the correct type. Wonder if I could do this with any table. Fully qualified column name. So what if I did because we know these two are related. Now I'm just curious. If we did fact beer at beer ID. This makes me tempted to pull out DAX Studio. My computer's unhappy today. I think we're officially down a rabbit hole here. It's so weird. I wonder, can I use a lookup value? Oh, okay. Result column name. Now we're getting somewhere. And we're gonna search in yeah, I don't think this can use pass-through relationships like I'm wanting to. I always run into stuff like this. And I don't know if it's because I'm not designing my tables right or what, but let's just go with this for now. So we're just using this as a little count. What we could do is turn it into a matrix instead, maybe, and then I like that design a little bit better. And then this will just change to be count. And then maybe as one of our columns, we'll just have brewery name in there for now. Oh no, we don't want that. Sorry, we want it in rows. And it's gonna be a little awkward, but we can see the need for uniqueness here, right? Because like it's counting these three as the same beer. We also want to make sure our count is non-distinct, and we're counting. Let's see. Instead of counting beer ID, let's try counting name. We'll do count. That's interesting because I know, like, for instance, if we went down to like mothers. Oh, I keep forgetting that we don't have the freshest data. So let's do that real quick. So silver finished. Let's run gold. And then we'll go ahead and do a refresh. Let's see about how would I want to do this? I think we could do it as a new table. That just doesn't seem like, since we have all these relationships built in, but I don't want to do like a huge nested lookup. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can use beer. So beer is, I think it might also be because this is going to be many to one. Yeah, one to many. So each beer ID has multiple related check-ins. So that might be the problem. So this goes from many to one, and then each of these check-ins let's just try this. So we can, our resulting column name, we want to be from FactSpear, and we want to get the SK column. The one that we're searching on is going to be beer ID. And then the search value is going to be I think. So this is getting us our surrogate key. And then we can use this to go from so this got us our surrogate key. We can use this to go from FactBeer to facts. So we want to go from FactBeer to facts. And we want to get the brewery ID. So our search column name, we're going to be looking up in FactSpear. I think this is right. Yeah, maybe. No, because it's getting the same thing for everything. Yeah, it's still failing on that lookup table. We'll come back to this. It's not the end of the world. It's just gonna bug me, and I want to do it through the use relationship. I wonder if we can use. Okay, I swear this is the last one I'm gonna try. If we did FactBeer, we did beer ID, let's say, for SK beers. a one-to-one reference though. What's your concern here? Well, that's a sufficient amount of time wasted on that. Because really this is all I wanted. It's a nice little... We want to do the same thing for brewery. Okay, and then this is counting distinct, and then this is counting so weird. I don't know why this isn't adding up to this. So this is a count. Oh, I wonder if this is because it's coming from the fact table and this isn't. Let's see. Maybe if I did. Okay, so that's making more sense. As a count. I don't think we need a total row here because it's always going to match our overall total. Grand total. So there's 30 that don't have any name. That's very interesting. So if we go over here, and switch out AVV for this count. Versus this count. Not badge ID. Beer ID. There's a lot that don't have that relationship working. So that's interesting. So this is the connection between where is it? Yeah, between beer and fact beer. So that's interesting. And I bet if we do SK beers, it's going to do the same thing. Interesting. Okay, let's see what's up with this. This is almost done. And then we'll do a refresh. Cool. Like ID contains blanks. Ah, gotcha. So we changed the name of that. That's good. Then we should be able to refresh everything else. Okay, that seems closer. It's doing better. Oh, this was toasts. Okay, this is looking good. Okay. So we have our little brewery column. I think here we want to use brewery ID for our account instead. Yep. And then we'll do another one for venues. this looks right. And then I think badges is one that's like totally unique. So let's take a look at that data real quick. So we want to probably get everything before the paren. And then that'll determine the type, although that's kind of like what the level is supposed to do. Let's look at the badge data real quick. So for for each type of badge, so like let's sort this alphabetically so you can see. They're each gonna have a different ID. Why didn't you sort? That's obnoxious. So let's do another little. Yeah, so they'll have a different badge ID. So we want a new table. And maybe we'll do this in Databricks, but we'll take, so like, if you look at this badge count, we want like the max per, maybe. Maybe not. We'll just use badge count for now. I don't really care about badges that much, honestly. But these are cool. We played around with this yesterday, but let me show you what this can do. Kind of cool. Wish you could do hover over on a matrix, but oh well. I'll probably take this off for now. And then let's see if there's anything interesting we can do with toasts. I'm gonna make a little room. I think I can be happy with this for now. Let's do one more thing though. There's some new visualizations in here I haven't played around with in a little bit. Yeah, that's not bad. We probably need to do some better data cataloging. Let's do this. So I want to decompose styles, and I want to explain it by AVV we don't want to do count of style. can do, let's do this. Let's do a brewery ID. So within our 374 brewery IDs, we want to see a breakdown by style, by ABV, and let's do maybe states. Okay, that's cool. So let's say I want to look at, this is going to be pretty interesting. I've been waiting for this. Rating score. And we want to try and explain it by, let's say, ABV. Okay. Interesting. So we can't bring in anything from brewery, I don't think, into the key influencers. I like that. That's one other KPI I forgot to do. So our trend axis should be created at. We don't really have a target. That's interesting. So if the median of rating score, that shouldn't be 4. Yeah, I don't think I like how that little KPI card works. I can't say that I've played around with it much before. Let's see what's up with this gauge. So this should be our minimum. I think average makes more sense here. Cool. And then yeah, we'll play around with some of those KPIs more with this bit. And then I think, let's see, for our filters, me change my account here real quick. Cool. One of these days, I'll figure out what's going on with silver. But today is not that day, apparently. Let's see what this mobile layout looks like. Sweet. I think I'm happy with that. Let me go ahead and add one more little thing in here. I think it's not going to be perfect, but yeah, I think that's better. Okay, then we'll publish this again. Just checking this out. I think this is going to finally be pretty helpful. Okay, let's look at one more thing. I know this is a mega session already, but that's what the coffee's for, right? It's one of the things I miss about doing these on Saturdays is just cranking out a bunch of stuff. So let's look at why this failed, if there's something obvious we can see. Because as far as we can tell, it's just exploding at some point. So it's this internal notebook handler. So that's okay. Task. It should told me which checkpoint broke. But what we can do is going to be / query, I bet. Let's just try this real quick. Got nothing but time. Okay, let's check this out. No, not that. Nice. So I'm actually going to publish over here instead. Because I think we can make some data flows in here now. Yeah, so we got a data set. I want to see if I can make a data flow. I wonder if I can even make, yeah, this is just from Azure Streams. No, I don't want to do that. Although that's an interesting idea. I'll just add a new entity. Nothing for Databricks yet. And they have the old Spark stuff. I bet they'll get it. I bet they'll get it going. Well, one of the cool things we can do, since we have, yeah, I'm done with you for now, is we can schedule a refresh. So we can edit our credentials. So sign in. And this should use our ADLS pass through our Azure Active Directory. So we want to refresh this weekly, and we want to do it on Wednesdays. And we want to do it after this finishes. So it's scheduled to run at 8 a.m. So we could do this at 9 a.m. Central. And since we have our own user group, this means we can make an app too. Maybe some alerts. Probably anything we want. Let's keep an eye on this though. It's for later. Interesting. Okay. So I don't think we want a dashboard yet. What I'll do is go from here. And then if I grab one of these, I can pin it to a dashboard. Oh, it pinned the whole thing. I don't know if I like that. No such element exception. Okay. Let's see if, real quick, if this is the same failure we had before. I'm gonna guess that it is. So why does it still think there's some running? Okay, we'll come back to this later.